Happy New Year everyone! It's so good to be back again vlogging for you. Today I'm going to do a really simple recipe and it's called PAPETA Per EEDU. Again, it's a Parsi favorite dish and it's essentially eggs on potatoes. And when I say simple, you have very few basic ingredients: potatoes, onions, eggs, and a few masalas and spices, and that's it. The key is to slow cook this, so it might take a while, but the results are flavoursome. Also, another thing is, I just wanted to celebrate my son's birthday, so I'm bookmarking this vlog for him because it's one of his favourite dishes. Let's start with warming up some oil in a nice big flat non-stick pan, and that's very essential because you don't want your onions and your potatoes to stick while you slow cook it. This is 100 ml oil, and to which I'm just going to add some whole cumin seeds. So I have finely chopped 2 medium onions and I'm going to now add it to the cumin and oil mix. So once you ensure that your onions are coated in oil, it's best to kind of turn the hob to low and let these onions caramelize beautifully and slowly. So that will give you time to now cut the garlic, your chilies, and peel 6 potatoes and finely chop them, and I'll show you just how to do that. So here I am, just roughly chopping around 8 to 10 garlic cloves. You could take more or less depending on how much you like garlic, but we love our garlic, so I'm going to take a lot. I'm also going to finely chop 8 green chilies, finger chilies, to put in with the garlic. The onions here are browning beautifully. I would still like it to brown a little bit more, but I'm going to add the garlic and the chili so it cooks together and it imparts the flavor that we're after. Okay, so this portion is typically for us 5. I have taken 6 medium-sized potatoes, and it's very important to take the smaller ones. So if you can choose the size of your potatoes, make sure you don't take very big. I'll tell you why, because it's really hard to cut them in the way we want. And what I've done is like half the potato and again half it further, and then just kind of slice them thinly, as thin as possible, with a nice sharp knife so they cook fast. This process takes around 5 to 8 minutes, looking at 6 potatoes to be cut this way, and I've tried my best to cut it as thin as possible because it just speeds up the cooking. Our onions are beautifully caramelized now, and it's time to put in the potatoes. So let's do that. Before I give the potatoes a good stir with the onions, let's just put the rest of the ingredients. 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of turmeric, and 2 teaspoons of coriander powder, dhana powder. And that's all you really need. So in it goes, and let's give this a good stir. Now, this is a very traditional way of making the PAPETA Per EEDU. However, I have tried it in various ways. Instead of choosing 2 onions, I've gone for an onion and a leek. You can really decide what you want to use, and sometimes people even put chili powder to make it spicier, but I just like to keep it simple because it has better taste. So we don't really need to put water to cook the potatoes, but what is essential is that you need to shut the what's it called? Pan. You need to shut the pan with a lid. So this is what we're going to do, and it's still on simmer mode, and we're going to further make sure that these potatoes are slow cooked on simmer for at least 10 to 15 minutes. So we'll come back after that. We've allowed the potatoes to cook for a good 15 minutes, and just be careful when you open your lid. There will be a little bit of water that's been steaming on the lid, so allow it to just drop into the potato mix like this. It doesn't matter, it's only a few droplets. I just wish you were here to just enjoy the lovely fragrances that come out of this mix. So This is why you need a really nice heavy bottom non-stick, because it may stick, but luckily for us it hasn't. We can shut the hob for now because just placing the eggs and your garnish will take another 5 minutes, and you don't want the potatoes to overcook. I got 6 eggs here, which I'm just gonna drop in. Decided to put 2 more eggs because we just love our eggs so much in this family and it looks better. Back to switching on the hob again. Now, if you really like more salt in your food, then this is where you just sprinkle a little bit of salt on your eggs. We don't really eat that much. What I'd suggest you do is, because there's a lot of egg white, I would just kind of make indentations now so your egg whites cook evenly and it doesn't remain loose amongst the potatoes. What I'm also going to do, I'm going to use some Spanish paprika, which is smoked. It just gives a really good flavor to your egg yolks. I'm just going to sprinkle, and it also gives a little bit of color. Now if you don't have this, you can use any type of cayenne pepper or even chili powder, just basically to make it look good. That's all. I shall sprinkle a bit of coriander for your garnish. If you are a meat lover, you can put tiny bits of sausages, you can put crispy bacon, you can put chicken, you can also put some cheddar cheese on top. Just kind of do it to what you like. And lastly, I'm going to sprinkle a bit of crispy onions, because again, we love our crispy onions, and this is homemade. Okay. Last thing we have to do now is, again, put the lid over it, cook it on a medium flame for 5 minutes, just for the egg whites to cook, and leave the yolk soft if possible. So just ensuring it's on medium heat, and in 5 minutes we'll come back and check it again. Okay, it's now time to plate it up. Look how beautiful the eggs look. They're just right. They're not hard. Beautifully cooked. Let's bring it to the table. And we're going to call on the birthday boy. Okay, so today I have the pleasure of my oldest son's company, and he is 24. Happy birthday, John. Okay, would you do the honors of tasting your favorite dish for me?
Yes, I will.
And yeah, like it? Okay, I'm going to do something like we do at home, which is You saw how easy that was to prepare papeta per eedu. A wholesome meal, simple and delicious. I would urge you to try this because of its simplicity and its, ability to fill you up really, and another Parsi favorite as well. So till then, adios from us, and I don't know what else.
And adios.
And
Adios.